What's going on, everybody? It's good to see you. Well, sort of. I'm staring at a camera when I say that, but it would be good to see you if I could see you. First off, right off the bat, I want to say if you're here for the Amazon gift card, that's at the end. So if you want to, I'll leave a time link in the description for you. But if you are here for the behind the scenes commentary, thank you. I had actually come up for the idea for this video about 3 weeks ago, and it was more like a talking head video, just sitting in front of the camera and talking about my experience. I kind of felt like I had a lot to say, but not a lot of it was making sense. Then about a week later, Maddie Hapoya, who is another YouTuber, he put out a home film festival on the same topic. And I was like, cool, perfect, I'll enter. I've got nothing better to do. The due date was April 22nd, and I was like, oh, cool, I got enough time. And then all of a sudden it was April 20th, and I was like, oh crap. So I needed to really quick get all my stuff together. I had 2 days to film. One day it was terribly rainy. And the second day it was mostly rainy. I was really nervous about putting this video out because I had never really done anything like to this scale, and also to something that I felt like was so raw and so emotional. It was really how I was feeling. So I was nervous when I sent it out. I care about it. I cared about the film. I was showing my true colors, my raw emotions, my insecurities up until this point to friends and family, yes, but also to complete strangers. A lot of people related to it, and it's a journey I think a lot of us find ourselves on right now, and its message is all about hope. If you want to see it without interruptions, you can check it out. It's called It's a Weird Time, because basically it's a weird time. So before we get into gear and breakdown of the shots, I really wanted to talk about one of the other main components in the film, and that's my character. I desperately wanted my character to be dynamic, and that is that I would be at one state at the beginning of the film and I would be at another state at the end of the film. So at the beginning of the film, I wore a lot of black, a lot of baggy clothes, and that was my attempt at conveying how I felt mentally and emotionally, which was almost like I was drowning in my fear and anxiety. Even the mug in the first shot, it is blue, and it symbolizes that distance, the lack of joy that we kind of found ourselves in when all of this happened. My expressions are sad and they're depressing. There's lots of worry there. There's no smiles. I did my best to use these elements to kind of set the tone for the viewer. I tried to really engage and relate with what people are feeling so I could draw them into the story. As the film carries on, the story eventually reaches an arc, and my character starts to wear, my character starts to wear brighter colors, the clothes start to fit me a little better, I'm smiling a lot more. I used these elements to show off, again, my emotional and mental state. I was doing better. Even the mug in the shot with my roommate is bright and it's colorful, which is a very different contrast than just the muted blue mug in the first clip. Here, with the dark colors to the bright colors, that change, that transition, I was trying to say, you know, hope has taught me something. It's brought me joy, and I want to show it off. My expressions here on this side of the film, I'm beaming, I'm smiling more, I'm laughing a lot, I'm standing and moving more. I'm not just on the couch in a couple places. I'm throughout the whole house now. It was a big moment for me to really convey a change in my character. I had found hope, and I had found a revelation that I really wanted my character to display that as well. This goes back to the change that I felt when I kind of experienced this letting go of my worry and my fear and my anxiety and just clinging to truth instead. So that's kind of the breakdown of the character and the character arc, and so now we'll talk a little bit about the shots and the movement. Most of the shots are static or have very little movement, and that was my attempt at kind of being on this side of the film when I had figured out what I wanted to say and how I personally had kind of gotten past some of these things, was that trying to encourage people to stop, take it slow, keep your head, keep your heart and your emotions steady and level at this time. The blackout at the beginning of the film is basically because I had no content to fill in there, to be honest. I kind of started out like a 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year, and then I just thought that was stupid, so I took that out. But basically what I wanted to try to convey in that beginning part was that excitement of the new year. Boom was like the impact I think that it had on everybody's life. It was like, whoa, like we're here, this is what we're doing. The first shot that you see me in, it's pretty tight, which is what I wanted to use and what I wanted to convey, because it was almost like that private, intimate conversation that we're about to have. It was sort of inviting the viewer in on what was going on in my heart. The wider frames and the singularity of just me in the shot was, again, my attempt at conveying how small I was and how big this problem seemed to be for me. I wanted to just leave it wide, but I punched in tight because I felt like my dog was like perfect. She's not trained or anything at all. I mean, one time she was Toto in high school for The Wizard of Oz, but that's most of the stage time that she's gotten. I thought that was kind of something that was important to keep in the film, but totally not scripted. I had actually asked everyone if they would send me a video about how much they missed me. So a little maybe conceited on my part, but not. Set up a slider behind my head, and then I just rolled it through, and then I saved the videos that they sent me and just played them until I felt like the camera was in frame. And then the reason that I actually did a couple from my desk was because it just felt so repetitive, showing video after video after video, sliding back and forth across my head. I used this shot as kind of like the climax of like, now we're here, you know, I've expressed that I've lost my job. I expressed that I have no income. I've expressed that I miss my family and my loved ones. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do with all these emotions and all these thoughts and all these fears? And that's where this shot of the sun comes in. All my life, I have been a Christian, and I have nods to my relationship with Jesus all throughout this film, but none more evident than this one right here. And that was to kind of convey that even in the darkness of the place that I felt like I was at, there was still light peeking through. And this is where I find my hope and my security and my joy during difficult times like this. So this is, again, me being super raw and real. Like, that's what's helped me get through this. But also, you can hear the birds chirping. And so to me, when birds chirp in the morning and the sun's out, I'm like, oh, it's about to be a day. Like, it's exciting to me. I'm ready to go. I'm pumped. So that's kind of why I incorporated this shot and that sound effect. The shots on this side of the film are a little bit more fast paced, and that's meant to symbolize a character change and a perspective change. This shot was like, this shot I probably hate the most, like my stupid face peering out the window. Oh man, I'm gonna dread going back to work. I needed a shot that seemed contemplative, and as the script was describing as I was feeling, I was realizing I had no shot like that. And so it stayed. At this point, the video was due in 6 hours, so I needed to keep it. But on the flip side, this is my favorite shot of the film. I love the closeness of it. I love the elements in the shot, from me editing the photos on my laptop to the little tiny film canister back in the corner. I just felt like it resembled me, and the line that I'm not normally a crazy run around person, but chaos and busyness have really made me be that. So this shot of me being still and thinking and editing really felt peaceful. It really felt like me. So that laugh is real. My roommate had said something funny, and I just thought it was the grand slam to the end of the monologue, in that it really showed that there is joy at the end of the tunnel, like true joy. So now this is the challenge. The pacing changes again. This is all slow motion. It induces contemplativeness for the viewer. It kind of like disengages you from what we were watching and now re-engages you to this part of the story. I didn't have a good ending shot. This is probably 7 o'clock at night. Totally overexposed. It looks terrible, but I needed like a shot that kind of expressed like vastness. I should have used an ND filter for this. If you don't know what an ND filter is, basically it is a filter that goes on the end of your camera that as you turn it, it's basically like sunglasses for your camera. So it wouldn't have looked like this, but I don't own that. So I couldn't. So I just did the best with what I had. The smiling at the end, the walking the dog, the slow motion, the script with the music. It's all meant to bring a resolution to your heart, as I found one also. 2020 is totally next level, but it's a good thing. I really hope that you enjoyed this little commentary and this behind the scenes breakdown of my short film, It's a Weird Time. I'm so grateful that you took the time to watch it and to watch this video. We have hit over 250 subscribers, and that is huge to me. So to show my thankfulness, I'd love to give away an Amazon gift card. To win this gift card, you need to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, like this video if you haven't already, comment on this video if you haven't already. I'm saying all that because it's kind of like the end of the video. And follow me on Instagram. Do those 4 things and you're entered. The winner will be announced in 7 days. Thanks for watching.